Let's move on to the next topic, and the topic is Tech Talk on Web3 in India for banking, navigating the ecosystem. The advent of Web3 technologies built on blockchain and decentralized principles promises to revolutionize the traditional banking and finance landscape in India. Web3 introduces a new paradigm of transparency, security, and efficiency, empowering individuals to have greater control over their financial assets and data. This session will explore the potential of Web3 in India's banking sector and its transformative impact on financial services, customer experience, and regulatory compliance. Our speaker has over 23 years of experience in the banking and technology sectors. He's a passionate innovator and digital architect who leads and enables various initiatives and projects that leverage emerging technologies such as blockchain, cloud, AI, IoT, NFT. He has played multiple roles like CEO at Blockstack, CIO at PayCircle. He also serves as an advisory board member and a committee member for several organizations and institutions that promote innovation, education, and excellence in the field of technology. With so much to his credit, let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as I invite Prasanna Lohar on stage, please.
Thank Okay, I think Jiteshji, very wonderful presentation. I think it has given a lot of insights how AI or any of those technologies is going to be used in one of those sectors and many other sectors. So we'll talk about something which is not Web 2, which is Web 3, and how Web 3 is really changing the way we are doing banking. So very first questions: are you happy with banks? If if you are happy with bank, please raise your hands. Right, so that's the answer is all about. But banking is the institution well governed by regulators, supported by government, and where we keep money forever for years together, right? And that's what they have done for us since years together. Money has changed from coins to paper, from paper to maybe digital, and it is going to change furthermore year onwards. And what is it changing is typically all about customer experience. While I was so happy to go in a shop, buy something, give some paper currency. I don't want to do that. That's why I change that experience with the mobile phones or through any of those business model backed by internet, and that's how the generation and generation we come up with the many more new things. So Web3 is a something a customer experience changing exercise or a set of technologies coming in together and offering something to the same set of customer who were happy or unhappy with the Web2. So it is not something like today I'm a Web 2 and tomorrow I'm getting into Web 3 automatically. It's going to be evolution, and that evolution will be supported by skills, technology, processes will take as a priority to take to the next level, well supported by regulations, government, and ultimately benefit is of a customer. So we'll talk about today. This is about me. I come from a tech background, worked in banks, now advising some banks. I worked in companies who are providing service to the banks. So all that experience which makes customer unhappy, I'm carrying that experience and trying to do what more we can do with the help of some of my companies, Blockstack and the India Blockchain Forum. Uh, so furthermore, so today as per study, there are 7-8 things which every bank looks at, right? Every bank looks at how they can really utilize the data of a customer. They look at how they can become a technology company. They look at how they can really have a better risk controls, and moreover, as per the governance is concerned, how they will be part of a sustainability, ESG. These are the global themes. So if your organization or a bank or any company is not really aligned with this vision, I think you have a challenge to beat yesterday's Nokia's or Kodak, right? So that's how I look at it. Now customer is changing. Certainly we are changing day-to-day life. We are changing, and why anybody is utilizing this Nokia's or something like that? Certainly not, right? We have moved ahead. Anybody who was part of as a customer to these logos, AOL, Kodak, or BlackBerry, Nokia. I think BlackBerry was the movement, right? Everybody used to carry BlackBerry, or everybody used to be on Yahoo Messenger when your WhatsApp, etc., was not. These logos were the best of the best logos as a Web 2.0. Are they here? Might be, right? So some of those uh, people who are fond of that, they are utilizing. But as we move further, it's not there. Now look at this cart, right? It is a history, or maybe in India also we have seen. Some of you as a student must have gone to this rickshaw. So it's all customer changing exercise we do, and which is typically governed by Industry 4.0. And first initial three revolutions were typically around corporates, government, how we can make society more and more better. But 4.0 is typically around UN, customer backed by internet and many more other customer changing exercises. The way we talk, the way we do transport, the way we send the communications. So typically, if you look at this diagram, 1G to 5G, maybe today, tomorrow we'll go in a 6G also. Because of this G, our customer experience has changed. We are not happy to really send inland letters today. We are happy to send a text message, wait for that message response happens instantaneously. We have a UPI, we have a Aadhaar. So all that thing we have built as a part of a Web 1 and Web 2. So are we happy enough? No, right? We as a attention, we always look at what is that we'll bring on tomorrow. So Web 3 is all about metaverse backed by AR, VR, IoTs, AI in between, and the blockchain in the backend, right? As a to create a security. So that's the whole thing. I think I don't know what will be the day tomorrow based upon what our next generation of customers really look at it. So typically, as it is moved because of internet, we have seen 1995 internet came in. We used to so happy to go and search some of the cyber cafes. We used to happy to reel that cranky noise to connect a modem. Gone were those eras because of many more things has come up. And some of these logos, if you see, we are so happy, right? We can't live without Google Maps. We can't live without these logos today. If I ask you, I'll pay you 100 rupees, please do not use WhatsApp today. Out of that profit, you will say, yes, I will not. But immediately you will say, this is not my behavior. I would like to utilize these logos. But are we really doing it well, right? This is what we will talk, what is this all about? While we are so happy with all these Web 2.0, how generations and the customer demand is going to change backed by AR, VR, brain computer interface and so on. So today in India, we are among those economies where we have almost 930 million smartphone users or almost 100 million internet user, and eventually it is going to be commodity and more people will accept that. So as a bank, as a healthcare, as any of the industry, we need to be part of this economy where it will be backed by mobile. That is a Web 2. But eventually, what is going to change, right? Where India is the super stage, right? At a central state, utilizes all of these logos, Instagram or WhatsApp and Google and so on. Many more things are going to change. Banks are also changing. Eventually, if you look at banking from 2000 till now, they have changed many things. Traditionally, from your physical brick and mortar model backed by digital banking, where API banking, mobility, and all of these logos which you use, like Zomato, Swiggy's and all, wherein we buy, sell, or order food. So typically today we are here. We are so happy with the digital banking. But tomorrow's banking and some of these logos like CT, Stancy, who take risk and who has that appetite to adopt new technologies, they are part of intelligent banking. So how many banks are intelligent banking in India? Maybe 10, 12, right? Or maybe they are ahead. And how many part of metaverse? Maybe Union Bank of India, which they have done last year, and PNB this year. So this is the evolution we have seen, and this will keep happening. So Web 2 is something, or Web 2 is something which is a part of all of these things, right? So going further, so this is a complete reflection of how your KYC. So typically when I opened my bank account back in 2000, I was so happy. The account got opened in 35 days, and I referred that HDFC Bank, my dear, you should go to the bank, they open your account, you don't have to call. They open it 35 days. And if I ask you, was let us open it in 30 days, also you will say, no, you are not Kotak's, you are not DBS Bank, right? That's the change we have done, and eventually all these changes happen in the banking ecosystem, starting with RBI come with a lot of regulations, UPI or Aadhaar or many more things came in our life, and at the same time RBI come up with a lot of regulations. Second factor authentication, fraud reporting. How many of you are so safe? How many of you have not faced any fraud? How many of you have not received a call? This is something ready for you. Everybody, right? And it is output of Web 2. This is what we created, and we are so happy that our mobile phone is giving those UPI transactions. We are happy to open a bank account. So that's what we have seen, and that is the evolution. We will see how do we really rectify that as a customer experience changing exercise. So I think so far we have seen so many things by government like PMJDY, UPI, regulator has done a lot many things, or banks are doing, or investors are pumping in money from fintechs, or we are adopting many more new technology. But here onwards, we need to see how are we going to change the world for the same customer with the help of same entities. This is what is going to happen, where I think Web3, the way it is backed by blockchain and AI, will work on many things. So today, every banking is a part of bank plus fintech plus regulator together. It's not only thing I have to brick and mortar model, but I think you will see these logos like fintech apps. I think half of you must have utilized it all these loans. That is the banking is going to change on a Web 2, right? So while doing this today in 2023 for banks, we ask for those questions. Are we safe? Customer simplicity, removal of those bad actors like Vijay Mallas and others, right? Or better dispute management. Have we ever stopped calling to the contact center? We are happy to call to contact center if something goes wrong, right? Or if you talk about data security, in a nutshell, one of those examples today, if a fraud happened in one bank, and if that fraudulent data has to be available to another bank so that I should not onboard that fraudulent customer, it takes 45 days to move the data, because this is what we have designed defined process at RBI. But tomorrow, is it not good enough that fraud has happened, instantly the data is available to another bank so that they can avoid those Vijay Mallas or many other things? Or today, if I open a bank account in 35 days and go to another bank, I'm not happy with the bank A, let us open it instantaneously. It's not happening today, but it takes its own time to evolve. So where we are moving ahead, a people first bank. How are we good enough with the internet adoption or modernization? Mixed answers. We will not say pure play yes or no, right? Or today we pay for every transaction to MasterCard, Visa or Uber, right? There is a still gap of financial inclusion. There are a lot of frauds are happening. A lot of business Ponzi schemes are coming as a peer-to-peer lending and so on. And there are a lot of password-driven things, AML, KYC guidelines. There are traditional methods of doing the payments, and still we look for how do we have a sustainable world. So there is a problem of a trust or a need of a trust on both the sides. Banks need whether my customer is good, and customer need whether my money is safe. So that trust factor on a Web 2, how do we define, right? So while banking will be invisible, banking will not be needed, right? So in 2023, where at India level we use very heavily JAM, India stack, Aadhaar and all, we are happy with a lot of fintechs. We are happy with Google Pay, Phone Pay, and many Amazon Pay. We are happy with a lot of regulatory accelerations. But look at what happens typically. Any transaction, say example, ma'am goes to the Flipkart or Myntra and buys something, the payment will happen instantly for her. But for that merchant, they will get payment next day. That's how the process is all about, which is called as a reconciliation settlement. And typically, if the transaction doesn't go through, and if you have an amount something like 4,000 rupees in your account, and everything has vanished, then you will start calling contact center. Boss, I wanted to pay the fees of my children, and the money is not there. Sometimes what happens on the railway website, you pay off everything, and it comes later on. There are a lot of changes that happen in this whole process, but typically, as one of the use case, we are victim of a disputes, reconciliation, settlement, and so on. आपने कार्ड ATM में डाला, पैसा ही नहीं आया, then you keep calling, my 4,000 rupees have vanished. There is a process. Every pie in the bank is safe, but there is a long process to recover that money. There is a long process to do the insurance and many more other things. Now imagine with the help of this technology called blockchain, where I can say every transaction is safe, no disputes, no reconciliation, real-time settlement to that merchant after payment, and no manual intervention, no reverse. Beauty, right? So, but it will take its own time. So Web3 is that experience. No man in between, no challenges of security, passwords, and so on. And I'm talking about only payment. Now imagine in banking there are more than 200, 300 processes. Onboarding, servicing, many more types of payments, fraud reporting. Within operation there are many more processes. Look at apart from banking, many other areas like healthcare and many more others will have this kind of alignment towards how they can adopt blockchain. So blockchain is there since 2009. So many times I hear crypto is a blockchain, something like Bitcoin is a blockchain. It's one of the use case, one of the car on that whole railroad, right? So blockchain has moved the way internet has moved. Blockchain has moved heavily since last 5-6 years. I started my first block of blockchain back in 2015. And the Bitcoin rate was some 600 rupees has become 2,300. Apart from that kind of attraction, I have really seen many logos has adopted blockchain together, right? Like cities and many more other banks and so on. Still, there are a lot of things to do. Like MS-DOS has become Windows. It took its own time, but still we adopted MS-DOS. Similarly, today blockchain movement on security, privacy, storage, interoperability, scalability is moving on. Right, so I think so Web3 is typically all about these three technologies and many more other business models. Yeah, blockchain, smart contract, digital assets, NFTs, AI, cloud, and various other application like wallets and DAOs, tokenization. I'm not getting into deep into all of these technologies, or we can always connect offline and see how things are going to change. So blockchain per se in a banking, there are many use cases. We have heard about digital rupee, cross-border payment, account opening, right? Or fraud reporting, syndicated lending. If we really do it over a period of 5-6 years, banking will be to the next level. But it will take its own time. It's not something like I plugged a switch and it has started. Many more use cases, the way I have seen banking sitting in a bank, I have found out many gaps. So this is my perception, or this is my output. But the way we work closely with RBI, many other banks, as the step by step, we are taking more and more use cases to the industry, right? So what we have seen, we started a bank chain 2017 as a consortium of a bank, right? Because blockchain is not something for one company or organization. It has to work closely with the tandem with the many more set of like-minded companies together. Yes, bank, we have seen all of these banks have adopted in form of a POC pilots. Best thing happened in the banking industry is the formation of this company called IBIC, renamed as a IBDIC, where they work closely with the 18 banks to work on all of these use cases step by step, right? Which I was taught. So if you say nothing is happening, there are many things that are happening in the backend. Like I said, account opening at a one bank, the same KYC data is replicated to another bank. You go to the ICICI bank, if you are not happy with the SDFC, your KYC is already available. You just have to give a consent. Yes, I want to utilize it. Moreover, Aadhaar utilizes your all 14 parameters. For what purpose? If your account is cold, still your data is available in the database. You should have that control. As a KYC, the KYC you should carry in your wallet rather than in the centralized database. That's the beauty of a decentralized mechanism. We'll see AI. I think since adoption of Chat GPT, how much time is remaining? Yeah. So I'll take another 5-6 minutes, another 1 minute to cover up. I think AI is another technology backed by all these guys, certainly making the wave and changing the banking way do, right? In the bank for employees or customers. Or if you look at AI will play major role on all the areas of a digital transformation of any organization, front, back, mid, all of that. Metaverse is another way to look at interface. Today we are happy with mobile. Today we are happy with the web, but metaverse is something every millennial customer is demanding tomorrow. So your interface as a banking has to be there, right? If I'm playing game, if I am there, I think the way I have seen the adoption of a metaverse, Neom city, which is in Saudi Arabia, typically coming on the metaverse also. So every physical city which is there will have its metaverse version. Every bank branch will have its own metaverse area where they can interact with the customers. I think if you ask yourself as a company, as an individual, are you learning blockchain? Are you learning AI? Are you learning metaverse? That's the answer where we are moving. Or are you be that company who are going to take care of your customers? So I think that's the metaverse. So typically, if somebody asks you what is Web3, it's all about those technology, cloud, AI, blockchain, and within that blockchain, and then within that crypto. That's how is the Web3 is all about. It's not something only crypto, it's not something only DAOs or DeFi, but it's a combination of all set of companies giving that next level of experience to my same customer who was utilizing a Web2. That's how we can look at it. These are prominent use cases. Tokenization is a powerful use case. The way web economy was something like a new thing in 1995, token economics is something new today, right? So I think owning a particular villa in Dubai or a part of a production of any Bahubali movie, all this will be available with the tokenization backed by blockchain. So today we talk about regulation is not there. That is why we come up with this use case so-called CBDC, central bank digital currency, which is a token, and you can have this regulated token can be utilized in all those markets. It's a new evolution, right? And as a India, we are there. There are 100+ countries working on CBDCs. Why? Because your money is going to change. It's not only paper. To print currency, manage currency, distribute currency to among ATM is a cost. Today, digital currency is just a movement from RBI to the commercial banks to your wallets directly. While you say UPI is there, why not, right? There is a cost for management of a paper currency. There are frauds. When you put a money in an ATM with the sum of agency, it takes its own time. And instead of 1 lakh rupee, he puts 99,000 something, and at the end of an Excel sheet, he puts, yes, I have put 1 lakh. And a bank like PNB will have a 13 to 1400 crore in a suspense account. One process. That is why bringing in digital currency is a different game altogether. It's not something only to prove yes UPI is there or not there, and imagine 100 plus countries are working in a collaboration to make it happen. Some prominent use cases you will see some kind of programmable money where I receive some subsidy, I utilize it for marriage or something else. No, you have to utilize only for that purpose. And there are many more things which will happen, which will remove corruption kind of things with the help of CBDCs. But whatever you do, please remain, it has to be well supported by regulation, good control, risk control. I am not saying that whatever controls we have created so far will vanish. With new technology, something new regulation will come, right? So last but not the least, while I said, yeah, this is going to happen, it's happening. Uh, there are 4 types of use cases on Web3. At a national level, where we are coming, consortium level, where banks, insurance company will do. At a global level, which are public, healthcare, and cross-border level. And at a organization level also you can implement. I think I'll stop here. If there are any questions, we can take. Happy?
If I can invite Mr. Sundar from Mastech on stage, please, to do the honors. Thank you very much.